Okay? And that's with 83 kids. All right? It's 6 minutes down. What the freaking?
Oh, Jesus, that's a big surprise.
That's a big downgrade from Eric Vogel on Pete Gooseberry.
Oh, Jesus.
Never mind. Just upgraded. We're good. What's up, buddy?
How y'all doing?
Good to see you.
Good to see y'all.
Hey, tell about what I called you, bro. What did I call you about?
Oh, you and what I haven't told you, Richie, Wojo actually beat you to the punch.
Screw you, Wojo.
He had called me like, I was actually on the phone with Wojo still, and he's like, oh my God, you won't believe what happened.
All right, where's the remove button? Can you remove Wojo from this meeting? Dirty crap! You're not Ernie! What's up, everybody? I'm Richie B from Banter with Richie B.
Hey, this is Ernie Pack. We're Pac-Man Paranormal.
Hi, I'm Eric Vanderlaan from War Party Paranormal.
I'm Jay Lynch from Dark Realm TV.
Hey, this is Joe Kudo from Dark Realm TV.
What's up, strangers? I'm Scary Gary.
Hey, how you doing, everybody? The Squatch Man here.
Hi, this is the Wojo.
Hey everybody, I'm Jason Schneider from LAP Productions and the Dark Realm TV Network.
Hey guys, my name is Sarah Sophia from KUWS.
You're watching the Animal Podcast Show.
Yeah, don't forget to tune in to the Animals Podcast. You won't be disappointed.
You are now watching the Animal Podcast Show, so stay tuned.
And you're watching the Animal Podcast Show.
And you're watching the Animal Podcast Show.
And you're watching the Animal Podcast Show.
And you're watching the Animal Podcast Show. So there.
Watching the Animal Podcast.
And you're watching the Animal Paranormal Podcast. Let's go.
Boom.
You are now watching Animal Expedition Files.
Wake up with your favorite station. Online, digital, and on your smartphone.
It's time for your favorite host.
Hey, what's up? This is the Animal Expedition Files. I almost called it the Animal Podcast Show for a second. I almost had a dumb moment there for a second. Jessica, you know, when you have those moments, you just feel really dumb.
I've been having all day.
But anyways, welcome to the Animal Expedition Files. We are here on a Wednesday night. Good afternoon, everybody in the chat room there. Please follow and subscribe to the page, our YouTube page, because we appreciate it and it'll really help us out. But thank you, everybody, for hopping on here. Thank you, Jenny. Thank you, Whisper, Ouija, Ice Spirit. Let's see, Stacy, Mark. Man, it's gonna be a good night tonight. I think so. We got a lot of good stuff going on here. We got an amazing guy, Michael John Angus, really amazing guy. Right now he's actually at work. He's doing this from work, so really blessed to still have him on the show here tonight. It's gonna be a really great show, and we're just gonna shoot the shit and have fun. You know, that's what it's about. The show's all about. So if you guys have any questions for our amazing friend here, hey Gene, how's it going? Please don't hesitate to ask. But how are you doing, Jessica, my co-host?
Good. I'm like in and out of like awakeness right now, but I'll be good in about at the end of this.
It's that Morning Joe coffee. Speaking about Morning Joe coffee, we got some amazing news coming. I think this Monday, 8 p.m. Eastern time. You don't want to miss that. We got a major announcement that's going to be big for this show. So don't want to miss out. Yeah, it's going to be good. But yeah, we're going to have an amazing guest here. But we got some really cool stuff here we want to show you. I'm still been talking about the whole UFO craze going on, the whole drone stuff. But let's check out this video and see what you guys think. Check it out.
So UFOs are real, and they've been here a long time, and that's the truth. But the lie is coming. All indications, like all of them, is that lie is going to be that there is a craft slowly making its way to us here on Earth. And that is the lie they're going to want you to believe. It's nuanced, how they explain that, the nature of that threat. But that 100% is the lie you are going to be told. You even got a date. People have been whispering a date for a long time now. I know where that lie comes from.
Yeah, I don't know. Apparently now there's a mothership out there that has already landed in our world.
And
what do you think about Jessica?
He's a very prolific filmmaker. He's done like The Hunt for the Skinwalker. He's done a Bob Lazar documentary. Like I've watched a bunch of his documentaries. So this isn't like his first foray into it. Like he's been doing research for a very long time. Could be the same mothership the drones were coming from. Maybe that's the cover up. I mean, the word mothership is being thrown around a lot lately.
I don't know. It sounds like we're something from Independence Day. You know, it's just weird. What do you guys think about that whole thing going? There's a mothership out there. Why don't you comment down there in the comment section? We'd love to hear from you. Hey, Sean, how's it going? Hey, Kelly. So, hey, Jason, what's up, buddy? I know he's up there in Tallahassee with the snow, so I know he's freezing right now. But yeah,
all you southern snow babies are killing me.
Well, good thing I'm from New England, so
yeah,
it works. So, but I hate the heat. So this heat sucks.
I would switch in a heartbeat.
But let's bring on our friend here. We're gonna have an amazing time here on the show, and let's bring him on. What's up, brother?
Okay. Hey, how you doing?
Good. Yeah, we're just shooting the shit about this whole UFO thing going on here. It's been very interesting that people have been seeing this phenomena. It's first they're seeing drones, and now they're seeing these like space egg kind of things and stuff like that. And now there's a what they call a whistleblower that said they were carrying these things from a helicopter. So I don't. What do you think about this?
I work for the federal government, so I have no comment on any of this. Well, if you're a fool to think we're the only people in this massive universe and world we live in, and
Yeah.
I don't know. I haven't really got into the alien thing, and of course the drone thing, was our government for sure.
Yeah.
Pretty much after they didn't shoot any of them down, and they had rumors that they were looking for something. I don't know. I think it just was a test type thing where how the reaction would be to them. But yeah, I never got into grays or aliens and that kind of stuff. Never really explored any of that stuff, but sure. I mean, I'm sure there's something out there. I can't imagine there's not. I'd read a book one time, and a guy was trying to explain like how to us and how to make us understand, like they say it would be like us trying to talk to a snail or a slug.
Yeah.
We don't understand all that stuff, and of course they don't understand us. And the same thing, in the world is just or the universe is so big that I don't think we would understand. And they're not going to come to the like Star Wars, show up and be speaking English, and we can interact and that kind of stuff. But
oh man, I wish I'm a
wouldn't that
Star
be cool? Yeah, right.
I could I'm watching that new show called what's it called from Star Wars?
Skeleton Crew.
Skeleton Crew, and I was like, man, wouldn't it be cool like if like life was like that, where we could just leave this universe and just go anywhere we want, and it's all adventure.
Yeah, right.
And like dueling lightsabers and stuff like that. That'd be pretty cool shit. I don't know about you, but that'd be cool.
No,
you know how I feel about the whole alien topic.
I don't know. It'd just be cool. It'd be like beam me up Scotty kind of thing, It just.
Oh yeah, I'd rather it be Star Wars or Star Trek than an actual gray knocking on my door. Like I will believe like Bib Fortuna will show up before we get an alien.
Just
and
saying,
then they have the theory
comes to my door, I'll freak.
that we're hybrids from the alien. That's how we've progressed.
Yeah.
That's all the stuff from the past, like the pyramids in ancient time, when all the writings on the wall and all that kind of stuff. The aliens and dragons, because you never see dragons, but they're on all the pictures, and there's so many theories to it. I guess mind blowing after a while. You can just sort of like the paranormal. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You're never going to know really till you get there or experience yourself. So
I'm not sure if either one of you have watched. It's on Netflix. Ancient Apocalypse.
No.
Really recommend it. It's really good show about. I think it's by the same person that did the Chariots of the God, not Eric Von Daniken, but the other one. About how like a tribe of survivors from the first big flood came and helped Earth.
Interesting.
There's seasons, and it does take into consideration like all like the pyramids, the star signs, this and that. Like it's very, very interesting. They're on the line of possible saying it's a possible other type of not alien, but not human either.
Yeah.
And they gave us like knowledge how to do crops and building, and really interesting if you haven't checked it out yet.
That sounds cool. That makes sense. I mean, how do we get to where we were at? I mean, obviously what religion you are too can play into that, but
yeah.
I don't know. I don't got much time to sit down and watch TV, but it does sound everybody's always asking me, did you watch this show? Did you watch that show? Or I'll get a text from somebody, hey, you need to watch this. And shit, I had the time to sit down series.
King Mike had a good question there. What happens when they find out what's going on and religious dies? It's pretty.
In what religious? Oh, and religion dies?
Yeah.
I always thought with religion, and of course I was brought up in the church, and I believe in certain things, and I'm not here to preach religion, politics, and all that kind of stuff. You believe what you believe, but generally the most part of the religion that we practice now is man-made. I think it's to keep us like from losing our mind, and just not keep us in check, but just to keep people focused on one thing and not go crazy and just do bad things. So I don't know. I don't know, man. That's another thing. That's another rabbit hole you could go down with talking about religion and if it would die and what if you found something out that would change all that. You believe what you believe, I guess.
That's a good question. Are angels aliens? That's a good topic to
Well,
talk about.
there's a lot of theories with that too. Like a lot of the older paintings, there's like a lot of Renaissance paintings. There's something in the sky, and they're like, "Oh, well, that was Jesus," and they're like, "It kind of looks like an alien ship." Like they're very. It can go either way with a lot of the the very early paintings with things in them. Even cave drawings are certain alienistic tendencies.
Yeah, no, I've seen that on TV and some other articles that I've read. I've seen about the question about the books missing from the Bible. There's actually supposed to be another book out there. It's it tells of Jesus's tales when he wasn't around. He was supposed to come to North America and other places. I don't know. Like I said, that's another whole podcast.
Well, it's just like when they were the Nephilim. Is it Nephilim? Where they were saying Bigfoots were in the Bible called Nephilims.
Like giants. Yeah.
Giants, yeah.
Yeah.
I just seen that on the other day. Somebody was just talking about that.
Yeah.
Like mediums or sensitive, they were called seers in the Bible. They had that ability to see between the veils or to communicate with the other side, the other level, whatever you believe in, so.
I put a UFO in all my paintings just in case.
Smart.
Yeah, got to. Either UFOs or Bigfoot Sean's,
Yeah.
But,
we may all be disappointed after we find all this out. We'll be like, oh, shit.
We should just make a book for the future. Just put UFO, Bigfoots and all that, and bury it in someone's backyard and oh my gosh, this is our history. It would be pretty funny. It would be pretty funny. I don't know, just saying. David and Goliath.
Yeah. They talk about giants and stuff like that.
Yeah. David, when he took out Goliath with that rock, man.
Well, there's a lot of giants talk even outside of the Bible. Like a lot of explorers went to continents, and there were people. I just read a story the other day. They had landed, and the people their heads only had come to their waists. Like there was a large race of people over even 7-ish, because back in the day, I think people were shorter.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, I still am. So I'm still back in the day, but I'm only 5 feet tall. Everybody's huge to me. But they had landed on, I think it was in South America, and they came across a tribe that were 7.5 feet. Like everybody, women, men.
Wow.
Yeah.
Man.
Yeah, I've seen some stuff like that. They found, tombs and stuff like that. When they exhumed them, they were the bodies or skeletons were huge.
Giants versus Patriots.
Oh man, that's another rabbit hole.
That's another rabbit hole in the Bible right there.
Yeah.
I won't talk about that one. Giants and Patriots. I was kind of sad about that one. Patriots should have won, but just saying.
I haven't watched, a Super Bowl. I feel like the football and aliens are on the same mind level to me. Like they're probably, it's out there. I just don't believe in either one of them.
Yeah, no, I get it.
But what? Since we were talking about that, but John, Michael, sorry.
That's all right. What's up?
But tell us a little bit about yourself and what you do and how you.
Yeah, man, sure. For a long time, I was not hardcore paranormal for a long time and not really into it. I started my career as a firefighter. I've been doing about 30 years now. So, that's pretty self-explanatory for doing it for 30 years. The stuff that you encounter through that journey that I've been to and been on, and interactions with people that were on that veil that died in front of me, that I was blessed to be not thinking then, but in the situations that I was put in. To experience with all that stuff. My first interaction with this, I was new on the job. We had a vehicle accident, not to get into a lot of details how it all happened, but where I've on scene, and I'm assisting one of the people in the accident, and she had was passing, so I'm trying to work on her, and that's when I like really made that first contact with her, like eye to eye, like looked through each other's soul, I guess, not to sound weird, but and I was young, so I didn't, it clicked, but it didn't click. And I just sort of just blew it off. I didn't, like, I would get flashes of like accidents before they happen and people before they happen and interactions that way. And then as I progressed through my career and worked at different departments and stuff like that, of course, running calls nonstop. I was on the Penn State shooting in 1996. I actually transported the shooter that killed one and shot another gentleman. A lot of calls, a lot of trauma. Usually when you see me, it's either your last day or one of your worst days of your life. So,
yeah.
We work in a field that we organize chaos at a fast pace. If I'm losing my mind, then the whole fucking thing's going to be ruined. So I have to stay focused and hyper focused. And anyways, not to get all off on that. Just as my career progressed, I've been an EMT forever. I got my EMT when I was 16. So here I am, Johnny Ambulance at 16 years old, where everybody else is cruising the mall and eating hamburgers and making out. I'm running an ambulance, with a driver, showing up these people's houses. So yeah, my mother had to take the class with me because I was too young. But
oh wow.
Yeah, right. So
that's cool.
Yeah, running calls when I was 16. I was forever just wanted to do that. So I'm fortunate to actually do my dream job. But as the years progressed, I was always into I guess somewhat of the paranormal. I mean, there wasn't many shows on then, Ghost Hunters, Paranormal State, the old school stuff was on. I'd catch it once in a while. I mean, I lived in Pennsylvania, so I mean, that all started at Penn State College. It was close by, and I knew, but I just didn't get into it. So, not till I moved to Georgia, and it was came like a full circle. A friend of mine, Matt, that we started Southern Heat with, he's now moved on and doing his own thing, which is cool. But we sort of connected, and because he worked for the city fire department, I went to work there part-time just for, because I have nothing else to do, just get another part-time job. Right.
Yeah.
But yeah, he'd have ghost shows on, we'd watching it, and then we just started doing little investigations like that. And it just finally clicked on me. It's like all this time, all these interactions I was having with these patients and people and these situations that I was put in to lead me to this. And I just, would block it. And then finally it all clicked. Well, shit, they were trying to reach out to you and try to communicate with you. And it really plays off, when I do investigate, just with my career and the stuff that I've seen and done, just life experiences. And, when I go out to investigate and something happens, well, I expect it to happen because that's my job. When I turn a corner, if there's a fire, I expect there to be a fire. So, and I think just, not to sound weird, but maybe marked or I think they recognize that sense of I've been between the veils. And so it's easier for them to find me and communicate with me, if that makes sense. Cause it seems to come natural, when we're out filming and investigating. So, but that's good. I'm happy. It's I was chosen to do it, and I can continue to help, the other side if that's the way it's supposed to be. So I know that's a lot and I'm rambling on, but
no, that's
yeah. Awesome. I mean, I could go on for days, tiny stories. So I'm trying to keep not to go off on all these stories.
Damien had a question here.
Yeah, shoot, man. Whatever you want to talk about, let's talk about it.
Do you think you have attachments that protect you and guide you in life?
Speaking of attachments, I'm always catching hell at the firehouse because for some reason they like to follow me, whoever it is. Oh yeah. So obviously at my house, my family dreads when I go away for a long time or investigate because usually I bring something home. But Yeah, at work, I've had people here at work that like to follow me around. I think maybe to a point, I guess, if that is a thing, like a guardian angel, that would stay with you. Like if I think a piece of that energy, that being that maybe I was with at one point, in an incident, is still with me, or like he's saying, there's people or spirits or attachments that are with me and protect me to a point. I mean, I've experienced some stuff on investigations that wasn't so pleasant. So I don't know. I'm hoping.
Yeah.
I need something, right?
Well, you would have to think too, a lot of the people that are attached themselves to you, they see you in your profession and in your past as like a protector, like
Yeah.
somebody they can trust, somebody that's going to help them.
And that's a valid point, and I think that plays off too when I go investigate, because whether you believe it or not, they know our intentions before we know it.
Yeah,
So
without a
when you
doubt.
don't know a place, they already know what's going on up here. So yeah,
I mean,
that's
because you have to think about how long, even if somebody passed away a couple 100 years ago, they still recognize the profession.
right, or
So they are
your
going to say,
intentions,
yeah, and they're going to be like, oh, this is a firefighter. I like,
and we can
sorry, I
then.
don't know. You
No, I
did
get it.
mention that. I didn't want to like say your profession if you hadn't used
No,
it out
no.
loud. You did. Okay. So they do know that's somebody they can look to help them.
Right. Yeah. That
Yeah.
makes sense. That's a good way to explain it to the people. I'm always looking for the words to tell people. It's like, like marked but yeah, that makes sense. So I'm thankful, and I
Yeah.
get to do it and explore, and
Yeah.
I don't know if we can help spirits or ghosts or whatever, but if there's something I can, bridge that gap, that communication gap, I always try. And I think that plays off too with my profession, because if I don't have communication in my profession, you don't got much of anything. You have to always have that line of communication, and I always try to establish that at first thing. I have all the gadgets and whistles and sensors and all this kind of stuff is fun, but if you don't have good intentions going in and form some type of communication with them, then a lot of times you're not going to get any type of responses. And I tell people when I investigate, it's like I offer that up. Listen, we're here. We're going to be here for a while.
Yep.
I know it's people are here in and out, whatever. And if you want to speak, speak. If not, then just do your thing. We're going to do our thing. And I think in our world, we try to normalize that world like ours, and it's hard to break out of that. Do you know what I mean? Like I have a pretty good example of that. We just did an experiment, and I get into too many details because it was in a place we were filming, and we were sort of doing this on the side, but we weren't even in the facility, and we were running just a simple ITC device, just an old Frank's box, just old school stuff. And we weren't even near the place, and we were already getting communication about the place that we were supposed to be at.
Yeah.
And this was literally in a vehicle. Isn't that crazy? So it's like, I want to post it, but I can't right now, but I will eventually. It's just like, I'm trying to tell people, say, we try to put walls like we live in around this world. There's not that at all. I'm not saying places can't be haunted, sure. But I mean, you're in an RV and this thing's just talking. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, that's
how did that happen?
Well, it's got to be the intentions you bring to it, because you mentioned earlier, you go in and you're like, even, I mean, you think about it in our life. Somebody comes up to you and sticks a cell phone in your face and starts recording you, you're uncomfortable.
Sure.
If somebody comes up to you and says, hi, my name's Jessica, I didn't know if you wanted to have a conversation, you're going to feel more open to that person, whether it be in the spirit world or in the human realm. I don't know how they're going to be more open to you because you're coming at them more respectfully than just sticking a camera in their face and filming them.
No, I get that. You're up in their face. Yeah, I'd be the same.
Yeah.
And there's some people that don't want to, in life that don't want to communicate. So
yeah,
there's some questions there. You want to?
Yeah, there's actually a lot of questions here. I'm loving this, man. Well, thank you so much, everybody, for who's listening to this show.
We'll try to get to them here. Yeah.
Yeah, we'll try to get. I know we have like a half hour left, but let's try to get to these questions.
We got here,
and they're still rolling. Let's see. Can you explain how and when you got started in filming during investigation and for shows?
Yeah, so I've always had an interest in the movies and in TV, and never really pursued that. And then I moved to Georgia, so it's Yollywood down here.
Yeah.
And I hooked up with Josh Purvis, which is on your show, and we got together. He actually lives close to me, and he had a production company. He still does, Lights Out Production Company, and he wanted to pursue that more. And we got together and started to do some projects, small projects, and here I am filming paranormal stuff, crime show, TV stuff.
That's awesome.
I always had a liking for it or a love for it, like the production side of it, like setting up interviews and setting scenes up and that kind of stuff. And it's not carrying hose and freezing outside and walking up down that. It's something different, but yeah, I'm anxious, or I'm excited and thankful that it all played out like in my journey. I went from living up north, now I live in Georgia, and I met Josh years and years ago, and now we're filming together. So I just want to see how things, you know what I mean?
That's
So
awesome.
that's what really started it, and it's just really have taken off from there. And so what else you got here?
Damien wanted to know, do you ever have trinkets, memorabilia that might be a reason you're followed?
I try not to take stuff from places, for one thing. I try not to take rocks or stuff. I have some protection stuff that a friend gave me that I use, but I really don't have anything that would, trigger that or be a trigger object to be followed.
Yeah.
I have enough people following me. I don't need 10 people in my shower. You know what I mean?
They're like peekaboo.
Yeah, right. No, I don't think so. I don't know. Not that I can think of. What's your favorite place to investigate? Is that what to say? What's your favorite locations you've investigated?
Yep.
I don't know. I don't know if there's really anything that stands out one more than the other. Of course, the hospital, sanatoriums, all that kind of stuff are good. Are good for interactions just because of their history and the stuff that has stained the walls and the emotions and the sadness and that. But no, nothing. I'm excited though. On that note, there's a new series coming on, Paranormal Mysteries, and and we'll get into that in a second. But some of the locations that we're going to be at is somewhere that I've never been in that area. So that's exciting to me more than a location itself, if that makes sense. Like, I like to experience the history part of it. So when I get to go to different demographic areas in the country and experience other things than just Civil War and Native Americans, which is great, but sometimes I like to get that other history in too. So that's more exciting and intriguing to me than the building itself.
Yeah.
So,
do you find activity is stronger at a higher elevation, power flows up, or lower to the ground, etc.?
Yeah, and I've never. That's a good question, and I've never really experienced or experimented with that. Never had that factor, but they always say that different types of stone, water, can contribute to paranormal activity. Not radiation, but like electricity and EMF and all that kind of stuff. I don't know if that would amplify it or it could.
The different the types of currents.
Yeah.
Here's one question I wanted to ask you actually.
Yeah,
have you ever been in like a situation in like a fire or something like that where it was kind of like, and I don't know if it's like an out of body experience or like you felt like, I don't know if it's a spirituality or you just felt like something, I don't know. You know what I'm talking about? Where you just like, you feel something like in that time emotion that you just felt like you had the out of body experience.
I think a lot of times I'm led, and I've been led in certain situations where, like a fire, I only have my hearing, generally, it's not Hollywood fires where, you can run down the hall and there's little flames everywhere, most fires it's 600 to 800 degrees and you're crawling or on your stomach and all you can hear, or you can't see, but all you can hear. I don't know. I think by the grace of God or whatever it is, it leads me to where I need to be and be safe and gives me that ability to with my training to continue on. Now, I've been on calls where I've seen outer body experiences firsthand. We were working a chest pain that turned into a cardiac arrest, and the guy had collapsed. So we started CPR, and he was in VFib, which is heart was just fluttering. So we grabbed the AED, and we're going to shock him, and we did, and they continued and shocked him. When he come around, we got him back. He was mad, and this is before cell phones, so I could never record it, or I didn't have any way. It was just happened. He was mad and was yelling at us because he literally was watching us do this to him, and he knew when we shocked him it was going to hurt, and he didn't want to feel the pain. So he's saying, "Don't shock me, don't shock me, don't shock me," but he wasn't conscious. But he knew everything we were doing the whole time.
Yeah.
He never did say he never seen a light or anything, but he could. He said it was almost like a dream where you could see everything was going on, but it was sort of like foggy, but he knew what was happening. And then he sort of, like he said, he woke up from a dream and his chest hurt. And we were all standing there looking at him. I'm not standing there, but helping him. I had we were working a cardiac arrest, and it was a doctor, and they were doing CPR, and they got him back, and he reached up and grabbed the girl's hands that was doing CPR and sat up on the gurney. It freaked her out, but yeah, I've seen that before.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah, man, I'm telling you, the human body's resilient. I've had jumpers, 10 stories off buildings. You go up and put a monitor on them, they still have a heartbeat. Not much of a heartbeat, but yeah, I mean, it's insane how the body is like.
It's like the work of God or something.
I don't know, man. There's something. So, you asked me about what got me into this, and that, shit. Maybe I'm looking for answers, for stuff that done.
When you see someone coming off like a 10-story building and they still have a pulse and everything.
Still have a pulse. Yep, firsthand.
It's like you're not supposed to come out of that.
No, that person felt perfectly correct. That's the only he fell exactly how you're supposed to fall off a building, I guess.
I guess. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I find myself, in situations where I feel like I'm being led. I guess, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The training, but I never really had anything. People ask me all the time, like, have you ever had any paranormal experiences, during a fire or anything like that? It's just, at that point, I'm so hyper focused on with the job and the crew and me. It's sometimes you don't have that, oh my gosh, experience, or see something, because basically most fires, you can't see anything.
Yeah.
Have you ever had a time where maybe a spirit has tried to interfere in you stopping the fire? Like trying to distract you while you're in there?
Like, yeah. I don't know. Never really thought of it that way. Could be. You know what I mean? Just one of those things where everything goes wrong, and that's, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm
wondering if somebody that lived there in the past, and they're like, nope,
yeah,
let it burn.
Yeah,
I don't know. I don't like
burn.
what they're doing with the new place.
Yeah, I don't like the remodel job.
I don't like this renovation. Let it burn.
Just burn it down.
Cool. I don't know. I just was in a house fire the other night, and I don't think about it, I guess. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
This is one of those things that we talked to Kelly, had the question about filmmaking. A lot of times I miss stuff filmmaking because I'm so focused on the project itself. You miss, and I'll hear stuff. Don't get me wrong. But generally I'll miss a lot of things because I'm worried about the process and the finished product that I'm not focused on the investigation part. So maybe that's the same thing when we go to fire medical calls.
Like, you ever had those experiences when you're in a fire? You ever see in the movies where you hear voices like in your ears, like, and it's not actually the person. It's like either a spirit or whatever it is. Like, you ever had that experience?
I always hear voices.
There's voices in my head.
Yeah, right. No, I mean, I guess just subconsciously thinking, but I never really heard.
Yeah.
That'd be cool. Right?
Yeah, like in fire, you just hear voices all of a sudden. Like, that'd be weird. I don't
Yeah.
know. It makes you kind of think, like, is that an actual person asking for help, or is that actually something like
parademic,
paranormal kind of thing? Like, you kind of wonder that, like, when you're going into things like that, you're like, was that just a person that asked for help? And it's like you go there, nothing's there.
Yeah. Yeah. I hear voices all the time, but I don't know what that's about either. Like,
yeah.
That's a whole different show too, I think.
Yeah. That's really taken an uptick lately. Like, I've been hearing like a lot of like I'm somewhere. I'm like, did you hear somebody just say something? Like, no. I'm like, okay. So, yeah. I mean, back to the we had an incident over the weekend. We were out filming for a few days, and one of the persons was in the production vehicle and by themselves, and she had a voice or somebody in the RV come through and asked for Josh. Just said, "Hey, Josh." So, I mean, like a disembodied voice. I don't know, man.
Wow.
I can't figure them out. I'm trying to figure them out and try to. But
yeah, it's just something that's just weird that we'll never know. I don't think.
Never know till you're there.
Yeah.
And a lot of scientists believe that it's before you're born. You'll never know. Like, there's nothing.
Yeah.
Like, you don't remember before you were born, and that's how it is when you die. So, oh God, I hope not. I don't think so. Not what I've seen and done over the my career. I don't think that's the case. I think like I said, we try to normalize it like our lives, and it's not at all. It's not. I think that's where our problem is too. I don't know what the barrier is, why there's a barrier, why that's has been put there so we can. But then, like mediums and sensitives have that ability to somewhat communicate between the two. But
yeah,
it could be for protection, theirs or ours. I mean,
there's a reason why.
Yeah.
There's a reason why we have that. What else do you got? Haunted firehouse? Yes, every firehouse that I've ever worked in that has age to it is haunted.
Yeah.
There's always something there. You talk about attachments. I mean, look what just a fire truck, sees in its life cycle, and what is it exposed to, and the energy and the sorrow, the pain, the sadness, just like a building.
Yeah.
Or structure, the same as fire apparatus, and I think it is the same with us. But yeah, firehouses for sure.
Well, I believe a firehouse would be haunted.
Yeah.
Kind of creepy,
Yeah. Oh yeah. And
what's your views on spontaneous human combustions?
No, never. That's a good question, but I would like to. I mean, I don't know, is that being morbid?
Yeah.
I've never had that before. I've had some weird incidents with fire that unfortunately were fatalities, but I've never had spontaneous combustion like that.
Oh, yeah. I know I have a family member that works he does CSI stuff where he takes
cool.
and all that, and has to open them up and check out how they passed away and all that stuff. And I remember he was telling me there was like he had to do one where the people committed suicide. They caught themselves on fire and stuff, and I think it was like combustion and all that. He said it was a mess.
Yeah,
it was a big mess. Yeah, it's.
I was just when you said about that. Oh, like I said, I've worked with the federal government for a long time, and I've been fortunate, to work. I worked at NIH, which is in Bethesda, Maryland, with Dr. Fauci, but not directly, but that facility in Montgomery County, Maryland. I was a fireman there for a while, and I was fortunate to be on a lot of situations or put in a lot of situations that I've got to work with, large investigations and, work with CIA and FBI on different situations, ATF,
Yeah.
For one thing, we worked a case in Bethesda, Maryland. So that was neat. I was help them, recreate the incident, and we actually had to go into this area or this house that this guy had dug tunnels because he thought it was going to be World War III, and
Oh wow.
dug tunnels under his house, and
Wow.
unfortunately there was a fire, and he would hire squatters to work in these tunnels, and there was a fire, and it killed one of the squatters.
Jesus.
But yeah, it was neat to actually get to work with the ATF and some other federal agencies to solve that. Seen something about solving a case or
Yeah, that's what I was gonna go to next since you were
Yeah.
talking about that. Have you ever-
yeah. I see yeah. I'm no, not that I really can remember. This will sound 100% different. What's that? What's the big question there?
Says this will sound 100% different, but I grew up in a Catholic home and I do believe in God, but at times it's a small percentage. But do you think we all hope there is a heaven because deep inside we're all afraid of death? So our way to hope it's
Yeah, I mean, there's different levels to what you believe in.
Yeah.
Heaven levels, veils, worlds. They talk about the heavens. I think Jesus was God in human form. And I think just yeah. I mean, again, religion. A lot of it, I think, is just a comfort for man.
Yeah.
Makes sense. Yeah, that a lot of
Oh
it's
yeah.
not man-made in a bad way, but just a comfort thing.
Yeah.
Now it's a big business, but yeah.
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 And the part of it is like religiously, spiritual, whatever you want to think of it. Like I've seen some like weird stuff like that doesn't make sense in this world where like how did that happen? How can that physically, mentally
Right. Yeah. Right.
happen?
Well, I mean, you got to think about it too, though. If you want to, there were miracles in the Bible that happened too. So
Mhm.
strange things have always happened, and
Yep.
unexplained things have always happened, like walking on water. And I mean, those could have been
I would have loved
spiritual and
I gotta be honest, I would have loved to do that. That would be pretty cool.
Yeah.
But,
What a
like,
good time to be alive, right? I mean, I
yeah.
don't stoned to death or be a martyr or blasphemy or whatever. But yeah.
I would walk my ass all the way to England.
I would take the water into wine rather than the walking on water, I think.
Yeah, right. There you
Yeah.
Turn the water into wine. Like I think people get drunk all the time if they could do
Yeah.
that. I
I
think
don't like, I'm too petrified of the ocean. I'll have the alcohol instead.
too many shocks.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know what else you got there.
Here's one here that Kelly had. Have you worked at a firehouse? Oh, we already
Yeah, we
answered
just
that
talked
one.
about that. Yeah, I'm scrolling through now.
What's
Have
his-
you ever had a rookie firefighter that does not believe in the paranormal, but had to kind of like confront it working at a firehouse like that?
Most guys, most seasoned firefighters,
Mhm.
and some of the guys that are new, it doesn't take them long to like I said, here I bring stuff around or the stuff already here, and they're like, just tell your people to stay away from us. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, but they all have a story, and it's funny that you bring that up. And when I do these paracons and speak, I'm not there to. I'll talk about ghosty stuff, but my main goal with this whole get up, besides filming and production, is to help me PTSD, suicide awareness, that kind of thing. Was basically how me and Matt really all started this, is because it was an outlet for us.
Yeah.
All these other hobbies, fishing, all that stuff's great, but it sort of was that missing piece for us to find some inner peace. And Matt still wasn't a believer in God, and he just wanted some type of proof. And so when I do go and speak and talk to people at these paracons, I get a lot of people that come up to me that their dad was a firefighter, or their spouse or their grandfather, even in guys at the firehouse that came from other places. They'll tell me stories all the time that shit happened, unseen, and they've seen stuff. So I like that. I mean, I'm not there to be, glamour hound. I'm there to help people and help me.
Yeah.
I want to hear their story too. So, I enjoy that. But yeah, definitely, they guys here tell me stories all. If they get serious and sit down and talk about, it, they'll tell me stories. Stuff that they've seen and calls they've been on. Because I guarantee there's people that have been on worse stuff and seen worse stuff than me. So
Yeah.
and I like that. Tell me, you know what I mean? I
Yeah.
appreciate them telling me, even if it's shit and it's terrible, because death doesn't discriminate, and I know that, and I know what it's like, to see a mother hold a lifeless infant, and so that's good that people come forward and tell me
Yeah.
those things.
Yeah.
Man, because you only get one life, and you don't want to go down that path and end up, having an addiction, a spousal abuse, suicide, that kind of stuff. It's bad news. So I battled it, not battled so much all that, but we all have our inner demons and stuff like that. And
Yeah.
this helped me and is helping me find some peace with all that kind of stuff. Because you're a man, you're a firefighter, you're not supposed to have that side. And unfortunately, that's not healthy. You know what I mean? That sounds good, but it comes out. 100% will come out some way, somehow.
Yeah.
I had these conversations before with guys. It's like,
Oh.
all of a sudden, they're emotional about stuff. Yeah, because that's all that shit that you've taken in all these years and just swept underneath the rug and went right on to the next thing, man. You can't do that. And I don't want anybody to ever go through that. And if I can reach one person at these events or even on this, hey, that's good. That's what I want. That's what we set out to do from the beginning, was to do that. So, and unfortunately now all the stuff that has happened, and Beacon TV, we're rolling with that and some other stuff, and so life's good.
That's awesome. Yeah, I'm actually working on a documentary that I've been working on for a long time called Through Hell and Back, and it's about people who have been struggling with suicidal tendencies and
awesome, man,
how
awesome.
they've been going through that, and how they get out of it, and how their life is a lot better in it. And yeah, I'd love to like interview you one time for that, like the documentary, because like your stories, like I'm sure you have so much stories to tell, like about that.
Starts popping up my brain. I'm like, yeah.
But it's just cool to be able to reach people and help people about going through those situations. Because if you could help somebody who's been through suicide or something like that, that's like, even if it's just one person, like, it's you feel complete, because it's but it's a great feeling. But yeah, that's awesome, man.
Yeah. Get a hold of me sometime. We'll sit down and talk, and I can dredge up some of the horror. No, it's not always bad. You know what I mean? I never remember the ones that I saved. I always remember the ones I couldn't save.
Yeah.
And one thing, it's funny, people always ask me too. I never get many dreams about that. Like I do randomly get people come to me in dreams, but never. I don't know what it just shuts off in my brain when I go to bed, as far as like an incident or something like that, or a spirit coming to me in a dream. But I've had individuals that I know come to me in a dream, but yeah. So that's where I wanted to be. Like I didn't realize that years ago, and here I am with it now. So yeah. I mean, the ghosty stuff's fun. That stuff's cool. But I think it plays off into that when I investigate these intentions. Like they know that, so if that makes sense. And then
do you have
what's that? What's up?
Do you have any events coming up?
Yeah, man. I'm gonna be divorced.
I feel that sometimes.
It's insane. Missouri Paracon starts is March 29 or February 29 or 28 this year. It's the first weekend in Missouri Paracon's, either the 29th and 1st or the 28th and the 1st in Missouri Paracon. And then let me think. That is February. Then March is just Haunt Atlanta. We're filming also in March. So Missouri Paracon, Atlanta, filming. Got another Paracon in March. We're going to April. I have Cajun Country Paracon. I think the first weekend in April in Louisiana. Awesome event. New event this year. Booze on the Battleship. It's actually in Wilmington, North Carolina.
Oh yeah, I think
Yeah. It's not the booze, but hey, you know,
not the booze.
Yeah, but Katie is putting that on, so go check that out. I have all the links posted on Facebook. Yeah, then just the rest of the summer, of course, the Bash in Gettysburg.
Yeah.
May, I'll be in Texas. I'm flying in February up to Michigan to Paraview. It's April 5th. It's actually a virtual Paracon. That's yeah. So it's going to be something cool. It's for autism. So all the money
that's cool.
going to all these paracelebs and people are getting together and raising money for autism.
That's awesome.
And I'm going to be doing a live investigation for it. There's going to be like an audience there, and then they're going to stream it, and yeah, it's going to be pretty cool. So check that out. There's a lot. Yeah. Kelly asked about the Paracons come up this year. Yeah, I mean it's going to be
Paraventure.
I'm just Paraventure. Yep. Please check that out. Booze on the Battleship, Cajun Country Paracon, Missouri Paracon. I'll have to. I'm trying to think of someone just asked me the other day. Probably my wife. You know, only if I had an iPhone with a calendar on it that I could share, right? But yeah, I got to get it straight. But yeah, it's going to be. And then with Beacon, you know, filming with Beacon. So that's
you just got a busy schedule, busy, and plus working.
What's that?
And plus working.
Yeah, I'm fortunate with my schedule. I can take time off, and it gives me a lot of days in a row.
Yeah.
To do this, you know, most of the Paracons and all that stuff's on the weekends.
Yep.
Yeah.
I get to do that, but still, it's a lot to do, and I'm
you gotta go do this and that, and then you know, it's a lot.
Hey, it's a good problem to have. Everybody wants you at their show.
Yeah, wow. I don't know about that. Once they get me there, they go, who wanted this guy? Yeah, all my links. I know we're running out of time here, and we've been jumping around. But if you go to my Facebook, all my social, I have a link tree. And even my socials, Spooky Entertainment, anybody that I'm working with or I'm going to or has a Paracon, I will post it. So if I forgot to say your Paracon tonight, I apologize. But I will be at a fair amount this year. Please hop on to one of my socials, and I guarantee one of them will have the Paracon that's coming up or where it's at. And I'll usually try to share their stuff as much as I can so they get good attendance, and it's a success for them. Again, that's all I want, you know, is just them to succeed and me to be able to go out and talk and interact with people. So
that's awesome.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for coming on the show. This was a blast. You got so much stories. We're gonna have to, like I said, sit and talk, and I'll have to interview you and film you. It's since you're in Georgia, right?
Yeah, I'm close, man.
So you're not far from Florida, so I could definitely hop up there, because my I got family that lives in Branford, Florida, so it's literally about like 45 minutes from Georgia.
Okay.
So it's not far, so I could definitely hop over there and film you, and we could chill and hang out and stuff like that and talk.
Yeah. You want to meet too? I run a haunted jail in Georgia.
Oh, you own a haunted jail?
I run a haunted jail, yeah.
Oh, dude, that'd be cool to see.
Yeah.
That would be awesome.
Again, Old Bleckley County Jail. Get on my link tree. All the links are there.
Yeah.
Get the information on that. So
awesome, brother.
I'm glad to be on. I felt like I'm rambled on the whole time. And
dude, no, that's when the show goes, dude. We have amazing
Paraventure. That's it. Yeah.
But before we go, Jess, do you have anything you want to say before we go?
We're going to need another hour, so don't leave it on me.
I know,
We're
right?
gonna have to
So
like do
good.
2-hour shows. 'cause
No,
I
it was
feel like
just
these
it was
things-
great talking. Like it was a ramble, but it was a great ramble. Like
I know.
Yeah.
I feel bad, but I try to keep on.
no,
When I do presentations, I have like I don't know what Apple version is of
oh,
PowerPoint
like yeah, notes type
Yeah.
presenters.
notes.
Yeah,
Where I'm like,
yep.
okay, stick to what this says. Go to the next one. And like, why are you reading the slides for? I'm like, well, if I don't, then we're like a squirrel. Do you know what I mean?
That's awesome, man. Well, yeah. But yeah, we gotta head out here, and thank you so much, man. Again,
My pleasure. Pleasure.
thank you everybody watching this show on Animal Expedition Files. You guys have been amazing. This weekend, I got a film production, another film production guy that films horror movies.
Sweet.
So you don't want to miss that 8 p.m. Eastern time. And on Monday, me and Jess will be back to making a major announcement for Animal Expedition Files. So you don't want to miss that out. And yeah, you guys have a good night and a good weekend coming. I hope you stay warm from Florida snow.
From getting
So, so you guys have fun and stay safe, and we'll see you next time. We'll talk to you in the back room, Michael. See you guys. Have a good day.
Bye.